strength, bravery,
courage,
inspiration,
brilliant, confidence,
supportive, compassionate,
amazing,
integrity,
respect,
wonderful, friendship.
My role model is Jane Tomlinson because she did so much fundraising when she knew she was dying of cancer, and she put her pain away to raise money for other people and to help other people in the situation that she was in. And I thought she was very inspiring and very brave. And all the ladies that are in the Pank Centre, because no matter what problems they've got, they're always ready to put them aside and listen to everybody else. And I think that is very inspiring that women can do that.
My mum was a single parent and she had 3 children that she brought up, and she had 3 jobs, and she often sacrificed her own pleasures or had no pleasures in order for us to go on holidays or to buy a pair of trainers that she couldn't really afford. She was always there to listen and to help us, and always very, very supportive of whatever we wanted to do. And I just hope that I can become the mother and the woman that she is, or as near to as possible, because she's very inspiring.
My role model is Princess Diane. She was just great.
She was natural. No airs or graces, no nothing.
She's marvellous.
To me, she's left something that I thought I never had, courage. My elder sister, Nancy, and she brought us all up after Mum and Dad died. And to me, she was my mother, and a good mother as well.
My role model is my mum. She's always been there if I've needed anything. She's always been there with advice.
Freya Stark. She was so inspirational because she was an adventurer. She went to places that no other woman would go to, really dangerous places, and she wrote about them, which I would like to do.
Hypatia, because she had brains. She was a mathematician, philosopher, astronomer. Born 1370, died 1417. Also, it is rumoured.
A woman that I inspired to be is a woman I used to work with. She was my boss, but I really bonded with her, and whether she looked at me as a bit of a daughter, I don't know, but she did guide me in so many ways and gave me the confidence to go on and further my career, and I moved up step by step, and she just was such an inspiration.
My granny, she nearly died when she was giving birth to her 3rd child, and she felt like she'd been spared to do good things, and she really kind of had that philosophy throughout the rest of her life. She always had something positive to say about everybody and everything. You could always have a bit of a joke with her, and she was a big fan of Proverbs, so she was always quoting Proverbs at you.
Toyah Wilcox. Through my troubled teenage years, she is what got me through. She was a rebel, she was strong. I spent just night after night listening to all her songs. I remember skiving school, taking my sister, because Toyah was going to be over being interviewed at Radio City in Stanley Street in Liverpool. I went over to Stanley Street. There wasn't a big crowd, and we stood outside there in our school uniform. Toyah Wilcox leaned out of the window and she started singing Somewhere in the Distance. The first line to It's a Mystery, and then our little crowd finished the complete song off. She signed my sister's school shirt, and to this day we have that school shirt. I have her autograph, I have all the albums, and to my embarrassment these days, but actually I should be proud of it, I have a tattoo on my shoulder which is an Egyptian ankh, and it's because it's the way that she used to do the T in her name, Toyah.
Jackie Forster, founder of Sappho, the magazine for lesbians back in the 1960s, and the Sappho Club. At these Sappho meetings, she used to recline on a chaise-longue and hold court, and I just thought she was fantastic. I was one of a group of young women that were at university, and Jackie referred to us as her girls because we were a lot younger than probably everybody else there. We were a bit naive, we weren't used to the scene, we weren't the Gateways girls. Jackie, of course, herself, I think she was a fairly classy woman, but I think the fact that we were at university kind of raised the tone a bit.
My sister, she basically brought me up. We're both war babies, and Mum went to work, so my sister took over. She was really, really brilliant. She went to grammar school, but at that time, parents couldn't afford to send her on, and she ended up going in the mill. But of course she made a mark there, she became a supervisor, and then she was very influential in the union movement and used to do a lot of work with women. She'd represent them at tribunals. She was wonderful. When the pits closed, she was there supporting the miners during the miners' strike. In herself, she was very interested in everything. All her influences passed down to me because I was so close to her. She was interested in music. She read prolifically. She always had a book. Just an amazing woman.
I don't feel I've got one person who's really inspired me, because I believe I've inspired myself over the years. When I was younger and growing up, I was quite a reserved person, and I was always very cautious of what was going on around me. And I think it was only actually when I had my oldest daughter, because I had her at such a young age, I didn't manage to finish school. So I thought that was the end of it. I went back into education when my daughter was 11. And I decided that I wanted to be a teacher. I was firmly set on that idea, but I didn't believe I could do it. So having no qualifications from school, I decided to go back to college, starting from basic English and maths and working my way up to PGCE, which I got 11 years later. And that's all thanks to people around me, but most of all myself.
My role model is my mum, Norma. Everybody says that we're just like each other. She always says that I've got the Joneses bum and the Welsh figure that she's got. But I hope that I have inherited more of her character traits. She's given me the confidence to do whatever I want to do in my life. She often says that she didn't get the chance to try things out, and she's taken us through the snow to piano lessons, to swimming classes, gym classes. You know, she's encouraged us to go to university and always been supportive and everything. I suppose the thing is, she's done too good of a job, she always says, because we know our own minds too well, so we always argue back with her. But hopefully that's a good thing. So yeah, everyone says we're just like each other in many ways. You know, I hope that we are.